This video will walk you through the process for checking the gear oil in your Sickle Bar transmission and changing the oil if necessary. For these tasks, you will need an elevated work surface on which to set the Sickle Bar attachment, as well as the following tools: two 22mm wrenches, one of which is open end, a 17mm wrench, a 13mm socket with extension, and a homemade flexible dipstick, such as a strip of cardboard 6 inches long and 1/4 inch wide. You will also need some blocks, a grease gun, a drain pan, and between 1 and 1.5 liters of 80-weight-90 gear oil. To check the oil level of your Sickle Bar attachment, the first step is to remove the center-mounted oscillating shield. To do so, use two 22mm wrenches to remove the large bolt at the top and the other one at the bottom. Due to the lack of clearance, removal of the nut on the bottom bolt will require the use of the open-end 22mm wrench. In the case of the dual-action transmission, the drive arm through which the bottom bolt passes is threaded, so there is no nut. Remove the shield, and you can now access the plug located on the top of the transmission. Remove this plug with your 17mm wrench. Next, lower approximately 4 inches of your homemade dipstick into the case. The dipstick will contact one of the internal gears partway down, so angle it a bit so that it can continue all the way down. Pinch the dipstick right at the top of the gearbox and lift it out, without moving the position of your fingers. Hopefully, you now see that the lower portion of the stick penetrated the oil reservoir. Measure the distance from the top of the oil mark to the bottom of your fingers. For models made prior to 2013, the oil level should be 3 inches from the top of the gearbox. For single-action models after 2013, the oil level should be 2.25 inches from the top. And for dual-action models after 2013, the oil level should be 1.5 inches from the top. If the oil is below the recommended level, achieve this level by adding 80-weight-90 gear oil. If, after examining the oil on your dipstick, you decide to change the oil, replace the plug without tightening it with a wrench. Then flip the Sickle Bar attachment 180 degrees so that the plug is now on the bottom of the case and extending beyond your work surface. Place blocks under each end of the bar assembly so that the implement is stable and the plug is at the lowest level, ensuring that all the oil will drain out. Now place a drain pan under the transmission and remove the plug. It will take some time for the oil to drain completely. When fully drained, remove the blocks. Flip the Sickle Bar back to its usual position and add 80-weight-90 gear oil to the desired level. For single-action bars, the volume should be 1 liter, and for dual-action, the volume should be 1.4 liters. Then replace the plug and use your 17mm wrench to tighten completely. Before returning your Sickle Bar to active duty, now is a good time to grease the one fitting on the side of the housing. This lubricates the side-to-side float of the bar over uneven terrain. Now is also a great time to check all the nuts and bolts for tightness. Do this with a 13mm socket with extension. Then use your 22mm wrench to check the tightness on the 2 large nuts securing the bottom bar assembly to the transmission. Finally, reinstall the 2 large bolts that retain the oscillating shield and tighten completely. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, please know that we welcome your feedback and questions. To contact us about the content of this video, please call 1-800-543-1040 or email info@bcsamerica.com. Thank you.